Hi there, Eric here from In Season Market and Nursery in Stockton, California. And today we are going to show you how we build beds with no digging, and I'm going to demonstrate how we plant vegetables. People ask us this all the time. So first of all, we plant in straight compost that we get delivered in bulk. It's made at a local landfill, and it consists of the green waste from 2 or 3 cities. So there's not really a nutrient around that this compost is not having. The downside is it does, you will get little bits of garbage in it, even though they sift like crazy to try to get it all out. They can't get everything out. So, but the reason we use it is that plants love it. So that trumps everything else, even little bits of garbage. So all we do, we get some wheelbarrows and we just dump them on the ground. Well, we have a bed here already, and the bed we have has irrigation lines, which I have peeled back. It's all drip irrigation. I'll show you that before we plant. But basically, we want to line up the bed with our drip lines. We might even add a drip line to this one later. And so you can see that this is pretty thick, which, is kind of, that's how we want it. And we just sort of flatten it out with the back side of a rake, metal rake. And then we're just going to plant right in it. Now, if this was, I might do a little bit better of a job with this, or go back and fix it later. But for now, that's it. So we're actually ready to plant. Now, it's November 28th here. So we're going to plant winter veggies. This is California. You can grow stuff year-round, unless you're way up in the mountains, and then you would need some kind of a cold frame or greenhouse or something. But in this climate in the Central Valley, we could plant anything that will grow in the winter will grow here. But there's a couple things to think about. One thing is the aspect of the sun. So this bed, north is facing that way. And we've got broccoli romanesco. I've got a couple of lettuces, and I have a couple of arugulas. Now, one thing you've got to realize what the spacing is for each veggie. For the lettuce, these are romaine lettuces. We're going to probably plant them about 8 inches apart. The arugula could go closer than that, 5 or 6 inches. These broccolis need to be about 1.5 feet apart. Now, our drip lines, when we lay them back on the bed, and I'm going to change these out after I do this, just so you don't get bored to death watching how we change them out. But these drip lines, as you can see, we've got well water here, and so this is a calcium deposit and mineral deposit that comes out of the well water. And you could really see it clearly here. But this thing has drip emitters in it every 8 inches, okay? So that's useful to know when you're planting this stuff. So our lettuce, our romaine lettuce, can go just at every emitter. The broccoli can go every other emitter, 16 inches. That's good enough for broccoli. Now, what we don't want to do is plant the tall plants in front of the short plants. Now, we know broccoli is going to get tall. This is broccoli, all right? The lettuce is going to be fairly tall, but maybe half that height. And the arugula is going to be even much shorter than that. So what we don't want to do is plant our broccoli on the south side of the bed and shade out everything else. Right now, the veggies are going to grow fairly slowly. It's cold at night. The days are short, even though today is a beautiful day and they're calling for 60-degree weather in the low 60s to mid 60s all week, and which is good. So they're going to do some growing, but pretty soon they're going to grow very, very slowly because it's going to just be too cold. And they'll really take off as things start to warm in like mid-February or so. So these things are going to be in the ground for a while, but when they're growing, they're still going to take off once the conditions are right. So even though they're about the same size now, we know the broccoli is going to get large. So we're not going to plant it where it's going to shade out our arugula and the lettuce. Now, we have 2 plants in a little 2-inch cell, which is what we grow in here. And we're gonna kind of tease them apart like that. And this is pretty easy, really. We're gonna dig a hole, plant it so it's standing up, and we like to have a well around each plant so that, and we're gonna water these immediately here in a minute. But now when the water drips or it rains, the water is running into the plant and not running off the bed, which you see some people, they don't think about that. And so that's looking good right there. So we're going to use the next highest plant, our lettuce. We're going to plant it on this bed, on this line. No, you know what? We can get away with doing it here. They're kind of in between the 2 plants, and this will be all right. So we're gonna put one there. I'm gonna go 1 emitter over, so this broccoli doesn't really interfere too much with the growth of these. Now with the arugula, we don't really have to worry about that. We're gonna get these 2 apart. And we're going to put one here. Nice little well there. We're going to put one here. And then we're going to just water it in immediately. And this will be good enough until we turn the irrigation on again, which will be probably tomorrow. Or the day after. Say we didn't want to water tomorrow, turn the irrigation on tomorrow, we'd probably come out here and do this one more time with just hand water. And then they'll be fine. Compost, when it's fresh, repels water. So it's going to take a while for this to soak in. And anyway, that's our method. Bed of compost, just plant right in it, don't dig, get a little well around each plant and water, and then boom, you're done. And the next thing we're going to come and do is harvest. Thanks for watching.